Afternoon. Your top stories at 1. Government says e-tolling is here to stay, and anti-American protests over the burning of the Quran gather momentum. Good afternoon. Government has thrown down the gauntlet to those opposing the Gauteng e-tolling system, saying it's a legal issue and disobedience to the law will not be tolerated. In his budget speech yesterday, Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan announced a once-off contribution of close to 6 billion rand for the upgrading of the Gauteng freeway network, which enabled Sanral to reduce the proposed toll fees. However, COSATU remains opposed to the e-toll system and has vowed to continue with strike action against it. Government spokesperson Jimmy Mani says e-tolling now is a fact of life.
Government will not tolerate disobedience to the law. The law will take its course. We would encourage law-abiding citizens to comply with the law, buy these e-tags. This is not just a bad dream, this is reality, it's going to happen. So I just want no one to have any illusion whatsoever that this thing is going to go away. It's a fact of life and it's going to happen.
About 5,000 of the dismissed mine workers at the Impala Platinum Mine near Rustenburg in the northwest have convened a meeting at Freedom Park Informal Settlement. The group, which forms part of those who refuse to return to work, are preparing for talks with COSATU's Welenzima Vavi this afternoon. Tebetsile Kiameditse reports.
8,000 workers have not showed up so far for rehiring since the company issued a notice 3 weeks ago. The other half has gathered at a meeting held under the scorching sun at the Freedom Park Sport Ground to map the way forward. The group can be seen from a distance with umbrellas of different colors. The workers do not miss their words when reiterate their main demand of 9,000 rand salary after deduction. Other workers are back at work at various shafts, mainly those in Impala North. This will be Vavi's second attempt to break the standoff between workers and management. Police contingency from the Gauteng Crime Combating Unit has been intensified to support the mine.
President Jacob Zuma has urged South African workers to actively participate in the ANC and its leadership structures. Speaking to members of the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa in Johannesburg today, Zuma traced the interlinked history of the ANC and workers over the last 100 years. He says it's now more important than ever before for the working class to swell the ranks of the ANC.
Fact that the leaders, majority of the leaders in the unions are not members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC is a shortcoming, is the biggest shortcoming. How do you influence the politics, progressive or revolutionary politics in South Africa, if we are not at the center where national decisions are taken? And being a member of the ANC, we are not a full-timer in any way. You just read documents, you participate in its meetings. You may say, I can't be a member of the working committee, but you have got to be there when critical decisions are taken about this country.
South Africa's producer price inflation, which represents domestic output, has dropped to 8.9% year-on-year in January. It was 9.8% in December. Stats SA says the slowdown in PPI is as a result of decreases in mining and quarrying activities, as well as a decrease in petroleum and coal products for the month of January. A number of hippos in the Blind River area at Hoedspruit are making it difficult for police divers to retrieve a vehicle that was swept away by floods last month. The divers had to suspend their search due to the high water levels. A spot where the vehicle with an unknown number of occupants were swept away has been identified. The eastern part of Limpopo and Mpumalanga were hit by floods, damaging infrastructure and farmlands. Witness Tiva reports.
Heavily armed police officers are on standby to keep a close eye on animals that are charging divers. It is not yet established as to how many people are inside the vehicle. About 2 weeks ago, a body of a male was found floating in the same river. The disaster management team has also been called. The Mopani District Municipality say it needs about 3 million rand to repair damaged infrastructure. I am Witness Tiva, SABC News, Hoedspruit.
Moving abroad, anti-American protests over the burning of copies of the Quran at the US base in Afghanistan are continuing for a third day. At least 7 people died in protests yesterday.